Hey guys, I want to welcome you back for a very personal and very special little video. I love crafting. I've loved everything that I've learned about it in all these probably 15 plus years now that I've been making crafts. Um, but the number one passion that I've always had was writing. I was fortunate enough to begin reading at an early age. I know how profoundly lucky I am that learning to read was never an issue for me. Math, well, we don't discuss such things, but with the reading came the love of writing. The earliest I can remember starting to write my own stuff was 10. And the problem, I love the writing, but as I got older, I realized I started losing the confidence. So I'm finally getting back to the point that I'm getting past that fear and getting it out there because I love it more than anything I could ever express. What it does for people, I can't really put it into words, and I'm not trying to make this like a philosophical kind of a post. But suffice it to say, I love crafting. Writing is my passion. And I'm just grateful to be in a space where I can work myself through the fear. And I think the fear is because of how much I love it and what it means to me. So this is the story that I have started with. Number one, the character, or one of the main characters in this story, is more or less the namesake for my channel. And I know there's a lot of chaos going on in the world. That's not what this video is about. The point that I also wanted to make with this story, because this is not a children's story by any stretch of the imagination. This book is for 18 and up. But I think, and what I hope, is that it will continue to keep a highlight on the issues of abuse that children suffer. Now, I am fortunate that was not my childhood in terms of physical abuse or anything like that. So this is not like a mini biography. However, with my work as a lunch lady now, I've been involved in the school for my son when he started, kindergarten or preschool. And I went from being involved in the PTO as a parent volunteer to getting hired in as a lunch lady. And it has been an eye-opening experience, being on the adult end and knowing about issues that children face at home, of course, specifically with abuse. And as much as I would love to say that this is not something that happens that much, we all know the truth on that. So when I got back to finishing this story, and this is the first of a series, I don't know yet entirely how many stories will be in this completely. I won't know till I get into it. I am working on a second part to this series. The second book to the series, or story to the series, is going to be coming out in October. Again, it's something I'm working on in the background. But if I'm going to write and if I'm going to put my works out there, I don't want it to just be about me, if that makes sense, particularly given the subject that I'm touching on here. It's really emotional. I know, unfortunately, too many people in my life that have been directly touched by such things, and it's not something I would ever wish. I would love that we could have a perfect world for our kids and they would never be able to face the hardship. So that being said, I don't want to turn myself into an emotional mess, because I am thinking about all the people that I know personally that I love and care about. So I'm gonna stay focused here. So like I said, this is not a children's story at all. Please don't read this to your children. This is intended for adult readers only. And the most important thing I want to come out of this, I made a promise here on this dedication page. This is not how the actual final copy, this is just the proof copy, but this part is, nothing has been edited here. And I have made a promise that a portion of all the proceeds that I get for the sale of this and all future stories, whether they have anything to do with this series or not, any proceeds I can pull from writing will get donated to groups here locally in the US or around the world. To kick it off, because I am a Michigan writer, I have lived in Michigan my whole life. I love this state. I would not want to live anywhere else. So I want to start with the first donation, which I made. I made a donation of $50. So if you check my website, the latest blog will show you. When donations are made, I will post confirmation that the donation was actually made and how much I was able to donate. Now, of course, because this is also a business for me, I have to make sure any proceeds cover the business cost, but I am more than happy to cut into my sales profit to be sure to get funds for the abuse victims at any and all of the advocacy groups that I can find. And of course, there's always the thing, you have to take the time to make sure that you're reaching a legitimate place, because unfortunately that's another way children are abused, where fake funding sites are set up to play on our care of children to donate money, and then that's not where it goes. So I did some research, and the one I felt best for the first time was the Children's Advocacy of Michigan. I'm not sure if that's the full name, but if you go to the blog, you will see a screenshot with confirmation that the payment went through, and then the receipt that came through my email. So I am fully willing, ready, and have already done so, put my money where my mouth is in terms of making sure that as much proceeds as I can give is what they will get. So again, the story, I don't want to get into about the story. I want to kind of let it speak for itself, but just know that this story is so much more than just a personal journey for me. I want it to help give as much good and care to the children as can possibly give. And if this process helps spark you to start giving donations in whatever way is appropriate for you, then I am also grateful. So this story comes out, it comes out live this Sunday, March 15th of 2026. There are pre-orders available if you wish to purchase the Kindle. I will be keeping track of any and all sales sources to keep track of the funds that are coming in. And it's also important to note that there's nothing added on to the cost of the story to put towards the donation. It is absolutely no additional cost to you if you are kind enough to purchase the book form or the Kindle. This is what I am doing personally based on the proceeds. And hopefully things keep going steady and sales are at a good steady pace. Then the goal is to make a donation once a month. And again, I will provide the receipts to prove to you that I did what I said I was going to do. So a personal journey for me on the backside, but hopefully the thing most people will remember or know about the story is that hopefully it helped as many children as possible. So again, this is Little Blue Dress. This the one character in the story is the namesake of Blue Jane Creations. But again, this is not a children's book at all. Please, please do not read the story to your child or your children unless they're 18 and up. And it's something I think that we should never lose sight of what children can be subjected to. And I'm not going to be providing graphic details. I think we all know how horrific child abuse can be. And while we can't make it go away, the amount of help that this can give, I hope it is a lot, a lot, a lot. So thank you for letting me go off script here a little bit. Sort of like as a promotion, but also a little bit behind the scenes of where this came out of, what I want to be able to do with the sales, as well as, of course, you know, expanding my personal journey and really working past the fear. Because if I don't put the stories out there, if I don't get past that fear, then there's nothing for me with my writing to help the children, if that makes sense. So helping them has to be bigger than my fear, if that makes sense. So thank you guys for listening. Again, if you go to bluejanecreations.com, I've got information about the upcoming release. It comes out this Sunday. And again, if you are interested in or prefer the Kindle version, that is, as we speak, available for pre-orders. So thank you guys so much. I hope the story takes you on the journey I would like it to. And I don't want to give anything away. I really hope the characters' stories speak for themselves when you open up the cover. But again, the dedication is to children who have been unfortunate victims of child abuse. So, all right, that being said, I'm going to go. And thank you guys so much. And as always, you guys take care, stay safe. I am so blessed to be a part of this community. I just cannot state that enough. And all the support I get just from the crafting is amazing. And I thank you. And then if that can continue and help me get to the next level, to take this up and share that with advocacy groups that need the help, then I will just be over the moon. And all the love in my heart to you guys, for sure. So take care, stay safe, and I will definitely be seeing you in the next video.